What's up? Oh yeah, we live now. What's up? What's up? Let a couple more people get in the chat, and we'll get started. What's going on? What's going on? All right. What's up? Y'all hear me good? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me good. We know y'all are listening. Today's video is gonna be pretty good, man. What's up? What's up? All right. I don't want to hold this up too long. We're gonna get started. If anybody wasn't here in the beginning, they'll catch it in the playback. But today's video, we're going to be talking about the importance of a plateau in natural bodybuilding. And I think that we tend to not value plateaus enough a lot of times, and we don't understand what we're using them for, what the purpose of a plateau is for. We think it's something that just get us stagnant, but a lot of times it's not for that. And we use a plateau to really get an understanding of where we are in our workout and how we need to proceed with our workout. All right, so I'm gonna break down a couple things today of the importance of a plateau, and you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about it, how you feel about it, and then we'll see what you think. All right, so like I said before, the first thing is a plateau is a benchmark. It's a checkpoint and a milestone. Okay, it's a milestone for where you're at with your body, where you need to be at with your body, if you're making any progress, if you're still behind. So with plateaus and checkpoints, they're necessary. They're necessary evil. Even though we run into them and we hate them when we hit them, we need them so that we kind of know if we're making progress or not, right? So don't treat a plateau as such a bad thing about when you're hearing it. Our goal is always to hit a plateau. We're trying to hit a plateau next. Like that's why you lifting in the first place. You don't want to go in the gym and just be lifting. We say we're lifting to grow. A lot of times you're not just going to be in a perpetual state of growing all the time. You got to hit a plateau, hit that spot where it tells you, okay, this is as far as I can go. Now it's time to add more or change up. And so, like I said, plateaus are necessary, man. You should be appreciative when you run into one, and I'm not talking about plateaus as far as like written. I wrote down, I hit my goal for the month. That's a goal. I'm not talking about a goal. I'm talking about like a real life plateau where, okay, you can't go any further than where you were in the first place because you feel stuck, and it's necessary. Okay, so we're going to talk about today how to get through it, break it down, and the steps that you should use to overcome those plateaus so that you can continue growing. And I like making these videos a lot of times, man, because it's not as simple as what it might come off as. It might just seem like, oh, here you go, the top 5 things you can do to overcome plateaus. It's not like that. Like a lot of these times, it's really it's really intricate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really intricate to achieve certain desires, achieve certain goals. And you'll see in a second when I start going through them, because I bet you a lot of these you probably haven't heard before. Okay. So the first thing is that you should be happy that you're hitting a plateau because it shows that you're being consistent. It shows that you've been, doing something for a long time. You got to a point where you got stuck. So pat yourself on the back for being consistent long enough to actually hit your plateau. The problem is that you don't realize when you hit your plateau. And so what happens is a lot of times we get complacent. And so when you get complacent and you hit a plateau and you don't even know that you hit a plateau, you'll just sit back and not even realize that you're stuck in a plateau because you're so used to doing the same mundane routine over and over and over again. You see what I'm saying? All you want to do is the same small workout, or you're not making that much progress, or you're doing those things, and so you're not really seeing the fact that you're in your plateau. So you're living it, and when you live in your plateau, it's very hard to get out of it because you don't realize that you're actually dealing with one. So keep that in mind too. Okay, like, are you complacent? Are you complacent? Or are you going to plateau? Are you just not doing what you want to because you need to be going more, or is it that you really can't go any further than what you've been going? Okay. Now, some ways of overcoming your plateaus. The first thing is you can switch up your whole workout, right? You can say, you know what, I'm gonna go back to scratch. I'm gonna put my workout back to the beginning. I'm gonna forget everything I've been doing. None of this stuff is working. I'm gonna switch the whole style up. You can switch your whole workout up. I think a lot of times we don't realize why we're working out. And so you have to remember your workout might be a specific kind of tailored workout for what you're trying to achieve. Let's say, for example, what if you're going to, hold on a second, Sean. Here we go. All right. So where was I? Dude was talking crazy in the comments. I had to get him up out of here, man. Put him in timeout. I don't know what's up. It's a troll or something. Anyway, so you can switch your whole workout up, right? Now, when you're working out, think about what you're working out for, okay? Are you working out to, for detail, which is what I work out for? I work out to get detail at this point a lot of times, right? Are you working out for maintenance, just to kind of stay where you're at, just to kind of keep that same physique that you have? Are you working out for strength, or are you working out for size? And size is what? Hypertrophy. So that's trying to build muscle specifically. So you got to understand, like, there's certain exercises that you're doing that might not even coincide with the way you're working out. You might be doing one exercise that's a detail exercise, one exercise that's a strength exercise, one exercise that's a get big exercise. You know what I'm saying? And so now you're like, oh, my workout isn't working. But you got like, your theme of your workout is broken down into all these different seasons of where you're at in your journey. And so keep that in mind when you're formulating your workouts and running into plateaus, because you may not even be putting yourself in a position to continue to grow. You see what I'm saying? By not having an efficient workout style even set up. So keep that in mind when you're putting your workouts together. So you got to switch your whole workout up and revise it to make it make sense for what your goal is a lot of times. Okay, that's the first thing you can do. I'm not saying go throw your workout in the trash, but sometimes to overcome a plateau, you got to do that. You got to throw that whole workout in the trash. Maybe it's just not working. Okay. The next thing is, which is simple, you can always increase the volume or you can increase the weight. And that's something that, I'm familiar with, because I like doing the same exercises all the time, and I'll do them for years at a time. And what I'll do is I'll just add more weight, or I'll change the length of time that I rest, or I'll change something else about it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'll do the same type of exercise. Maybe I'll do a variation of it differently one day, or switch it up, or do the sequence in reverse, or something like that. So it's a bunch of different things you can do with your workout. But, those are some things you can do to kind of switch up the workout that you currently have, if you have one and you feel like you're not really making that much progress, but you actually like it. And so keep that in mind. Do more with what you have. Try to increase the style of workout, or do more in what you're already doing anyway. You see what I'm saying? So if you're already doing your pull-ups, and you say, okay, well, I'm doing 50 pull-ups, and I'm doing 50 push-ups, and I'm doing 50 squats or something like that. Okay, just increase everything to 100, 100, 100, and then do something crazy like, okay, I'm gonna do all 3 of these in under 30 minutes. You see what I'm saying? And now your same workout, versus it taking you 2 hours to finish all of those exercises, now you're knocking them out in 30 minutes, and the intensity of your workout is higher. We didn't change the exercises, we just changed the intensity, we changed the time that you're resting and stuff like that. So keep that in mind too when you're revamping your workout, okay? Or increasing your weight and volume. And you can always go heavier and do the same exercises. You can always do way more reps and do the same exercises. If they're not broke, don't fix them. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I want to make a note of is sometimes you need to revise your body goals plan. I think when I started off, and when a lot of us start off into getting ready to, build our bodies, and bodybuilding doesn't necessarily mean you got to be a competitor or get on stage or nothing like that. It's just the idea of a sport or exercise where you're trying to add muscle onto your body. And that's all we're talking about here. We're talking about putting muscle on your body. We're not talking about getting ready for a show or getting ready for a competition, like that. So if you're talking about putting muscle on your body, specifically, we who are talking in this kind of conversation, in this kind of environment, we know that we have a certain goal of what we want to look for. And so sometimes you got to be realistic about yourself in your body goals plan and say, okay, am I still working out to achieve what that goal is that's in front of me? Because maybe your goal is, a lot of times, man, and this is the thing that I want to put out there. This is a side note. I didn't write this in my notes. I got my notes today, but this isn't in my notes. Side note is, a lot of times we like seeing dudes who are on Instagram, and we like, oh, that dude looks great, and he might be his dimensions may be different from yours. I'm not gonna say he's super short or super tall, but his dimensions might be different. His weight might be different. So it's very hard to compare yourself to somebody who you're setting a body goal from. That's why I encourage everybody to, if you're going to set a goal for yourself on a physique, look at some of the old school 70s guys and kind of see what their bodies are like. Because even though they were still, elite in their time, us now with the technology that we have and the information that we have, we probably can get somewhere close to that. You know what I'm saying? Like at our best, we probably can get somewhere close to a 60s or 70s bodybuilder. And I feel like that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, look at your body goals and revise them. Are you trying to look like somebody who you can't look like, or are you trying to look like somebody who you actually can look like? So keep those things in mind. Is that person's physique sustainable? That's something else that you need to keep in mind. Like, is that a physique that you can maintain at all times? Is it something that you can, be consistent with? Is that something that you can hold on to? Or is it one of those bodies where, like, what happens is, we'll be like, all right, I'm getting big right now, and I'm bulking right now, and then at the end of the bulk, you like, well, now what? You know what I'm saying? Do I really want to do the shred thing? Do I really want to just like, am I really bulked or am I just fat? And so it's like, wait a minute, is it sustainable? Was it all worth it? Do you want to have to now switch up your mind on a whole different workout and a whole different diet and go through all of this? Like, or some people be like, I just want to get in shape real quick. I'm about to put this together. Like, it doesn't happen real fast. And so you got to build a lifestyle that wraps you around it. And your workout has to fit into your lifestyle. That way you don't really hit a plateau too fast, because now it's a part of what you already do. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind too, okay? And the other thing is, when you look at your body, what I like to do is ask yourself if you're missing anything. Like, you might be missing some key areas that you don't really notice that you're missing. So, I can only use myself as an example, but there's certain features on me that I know I want to develop. If you can see in the video, my arms, they look kind of narrow from the front. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at my arms from the front, they look kind of narrow. But my biceps aren't that narrow. They just look narrow from the front. So that means I got to build up my brachialis on the outside. So once I build this up, then my arms will look a little more meaty. Once I build my triceps up, then my arms will pop out some more. So that's my goal. Right now, I'm trying to build my arms so that they look more, that they pop more on camera and just from the front in different angles. So that's the thing that I'm working on myself. You see what I'm saying? So look at areas of your body and you say, okay, what I want to build this particular area myself, right? And then here's the fifth thing, and I see you guys' questions. I'm gonna answer you guys in a second. Let me address these last two things. All right. The last thing is, or the fifth thing I want to say is, sometimes you have to take a break. Like, you got to stop everything you're doing, because your body still needs time to rest, take in everything that is just done, and then grow at the end of that. I think what we'll do is we'll tend to stay in a workout for months, weeks, years at a time, and, never miss a day, never skip a beat, and be looking the same way for months and months and months. Maybe you do look good. Maybe you don't look great, but you've been doing the same workout for a long time, and it's actually a good workout or whatever, and it's always got you in shape. But you just never took time off. You never gave your body a chance to, rest, settle in on what this newfound physique is, and then grow from there. And I know a lot of people, when I used to really train and be in the gym a lot, I used to know a lot of dudes who would lift so much and be doing the same stuff that I was doing. So I know they was getting big and strong, but their diet never changed. And it's because their diet never changed, we never knew what their body looked like underneath all that body fat. So it's like, dude, you might really look magical, you know what I'm saying? But we won't know because you got all these layers of fat on top of you, or you never changed your diet, or you just like eating, so now you're just big and husky, but you really could be, ripped and defined. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that you got to look at your body and say, okay, is this what I'm comfortable with? Do I want to stay here, or do I want to mix it up and go ahead and achieve something? You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when you're having your body, and that's a good reason to take a break and scale back and just look at yourself, because at that point you can say, okay, maybe I don't need to lift so much for a little while. Maybe I need to focus for the next 6 months on just doing straight cardio and just doing some calisthenics or something. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can give my body a chance to come down. Or you can be like me. See, when I was competing, I was competing early on to become a men's physique competitor. So with men's physique, I was trying to build my body to look a certain way. That doesn't mean that that's the way my body was going to grow regardless. That means that I was trying to achieve a specific look, like what the winners were looking like. I was trying to look like whoever the top 10 was looking like, right? So that's what we all going to do. I'm not going to look like whatever I feel like looking like. I'm going to look like what the judges want to see. So my thing is, we tend to look like what they want to see or what other people want to look like. And so when you do that, you have to devise a whole plan around those specific things that that are going to get you to that next goal. So if your goal is that you don't have to necessarily lift so heavy and all you need to do is some cardio, dude, chill out, go sit back and just do some cardio for a couple weeks, for a couple months. You know what I'm saying? Like, take off for a year. Like, it's not that bad to take off for some time. Now, when I say take off, here's the caveat. Here's the last thing. You can take off from the gym, but you never want to take off from doing a physical activity. And here's the thing that I want to cap it off with. With a physical activity, this is the difference between somebody looking like an athletic build or a natural bodybuilder versus somebody who looks like a mass monster or somebody who's just a straight gym rat. You see those guys sometimes and they just don't look functional. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look like you live in the gym. Like, dude, you eat, sleep, train. You probably got protein shakes. You probably got powders all on your counter. You probably got shakes in your trunk is dirty with old rags and towels. Like, you just look like you live the gym rat lifestyle because you just eat, sleep, train. I'm in the gym every day, 3-4 times, 3-4 hours a day. Like, okay, that's cool and all, but you can't even do nothing with that body. Like, can you go rock climbing? When's the last time you've been swimming? When's the last time you went and rode your bike? When's the last time, you just did an activity? When's the last time you went out and cut your grass? You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times you have these muscles, but they're not functional, and the body doesn't want to have muscles that aren't getting put to use. And that's what happens a lot of times, is that people don't really put their muscles to use. I'm not saying go out and be lifting heavy and then go out and play basketball and pull your hamstrings and stuff. No, you don't want to do it like that. But what I am saying is that maybe you can take off for a couple weeks of lifting and just go ball for a little bit, or just go play soccer. You know what I'm saying? Just go meet up with everybody so that your muscle, as it's building the mass, but it's also building the fast twitch muscle fibers that give you that detail and definition that you can't get from just being in the gym every single day. You see what I'm saying? Certain things you can't get, like going out running or going out for a sprint. You're not going to get that same, build inside of your legs with that conditioning, or even with your body. You're not going to get that same conditioning if you was going outside and, or walking on a treadmill for 3-4 hours. Like, we all know sprinting is probably the best thing you can do if you want to get shredded and ripped and lean. But don't nobody want to be outside sprinting. You know what I'm saying? But keep that in mind. If you wanted to, that's what you got to do. Okay, dude, you got to go outside and sprint, and maybe you could just go outside and sprint for 3 months straight and don't have to touch no weights just to get that garbage off you, that excess body fat. And so that's one of those things. Or maybe you need to start picking up jumping rope. Something to give you an activity is my point. You see what I'm saying? So just keep those things in mind. And, that'll definitely help you break past your plateau, because, the body does get stagnant. I don't like to listen to people who say, well, your body needs to switch up. You got to keep tricking your muscles. I'm not into that. I don't even know what that means, tricking your muscles. Like, listen, if they get sore, they get sore. If they're not getting sore no more, I guess if tricking them is trying to find new exercises to get them sore, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, though, if you can get your muscles sore, they're going to keep on growing. It's just eating, sleeping, and tearing down those muscles and, fueling them back up, putting the proper nutrients in them, water, having your vitamins and stuff like that. All that stuff you grow anyway. But that's all I got today. All right, let me answer some of these questions. Corey, hey man, I appreciate it, man. I'm just glad you're here. Just glad you're here. You said you hit a plateau pretty fast on bench press, despite the rest on my big lifts going up. Oh, despite the rest of your big lifts going up. Listen, bench pressing is cool, you know, but again, that's like what I said earlier. So you're lifting out for strength. See what I'm saying? Strength is you know, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't really make a difference. Nobody can see strength on you. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, look at this dude. He looks like he can bench 350 pounds. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's the matter? Nobody knows that stuff, so it doesn't matter. So if you hit your plateau on your numbers and stuff like that and your goals, I wouldn't be too hard on myself. You know, like, don't beat yourself up about that. Stanley Brown, my cousin. As a natural, how do you go about building that size in your arms? So, okay, so here's the thing. I personally only do old school type techniques for my arms. I do. I'm not big on going into the gym and doing like preacher curls and like machine stuff and whatnot. I do old stuff, man. Like, I do overhead tricep presses, skull crushers. I do pullovers. You know what I'm saying? I do things that give me that. Like, I try to do a lot of stuff where I'm not having any balance, like free motion. So one arm has its own strength, the other arm has its own strength. I build them like that because if I do two things at one time, then one arm may overcompensate for the other one. So I do it like that. And I also make sure that what I've realized is that you got to keep your arms sore all the time to make them grow. And it sounds kind of crazy, but what I'm starting to realize is, like, you know, you can work out and have a good day, and if your triceps are sore that next day, okay, you did a good day. But as soon as they're not sore no more, you gotta get back in there because, you know, like, they're unforgiving, man. Like, arms are unforgiving. Like, you gotta really beat them jokers down. You don't have to beat them down, but you gotta get them sore. And whatever you do to get them sore, you gotta do that like twice a week, man. So I haven't gotten to the place where I could probably even say I'm gonna get big because I just need more time. You know what I'm saying? I need more patience to be lifting like that. So hopefully that helps. Do your arms twice a week. Do big moves on them. You don't need to bicep curl. All you need to do is just do a lot of pull-ups. So if you're doing your pull-ups, your biceps should be grown anyway. You know, if you need to get your shoulders big, watch my last video on shoulders. Those are exercises that I do. And Stanley said, are we talking about heavier weight or more reps? Heavy weight and volume. Heavy weight and volume. Never forget, you go as heavy as you can for as many reps as you can. Nothing else. Don't think too hard. Listen, anybody watching this on the live stream, whatever y'all say, like, let's not have this conversation no more. Lift as heavy as you can for as many reps as you can. Y'all know I preach doing 100. You know, that's my number. I'll land on 100. Whatever the weight is you can lift, if you can get out 100 of those, get them. You know what I'm saying? Shoot for the moon, land on the mountain. Because what happens is, if we don't know if we're going to get sore at 20, 30 reps, 40 reps, but if you go up to 100, you know, somewhere within the 1 to 100, you're going to be torn down. So do more reps and that weight, and that's going to get you to your goals faster. And that'll help you get you stronger faster too, by just, you know, starting off and trying to go heavy each time and increase the weight, because that gives you your muscle endurance and that gives you your muscle strength. And those are the two things, if you guys are familiar with like Nasm's personal training style, they teach you to break down your body into different parts, different seasons pretty much. And one of the seasons is having muscle endurance, and the other one is having muscle strength. So it's okay to lift heavy and high reps at the same time. They train trainers to teach people that anyway. So it's not like it's some old stuff I just created or something like that. Anyway, I hope you guys learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to get your Kelly Brown's Naturals meal plans. And hey, we've been having fun, man. Any other questions that you guys have that you want me to talk about next week in our live stream, let me know. Put them in the comments below. You guys can follow me on Instagram or anywhere else. Everything is Get Fit with KB. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.